and welcome back. Today we're going to be learning how to play the 2-octave C major and A minor scales on the viola. So the C major scale is pretty simple. In fact, if you did the 1-octave tutorial, you probably already learned both octaves of the C major scale. But today I'll show you also how to play the 3rd octave in case you're ready for more of a challenge. But what you do with the low 2 octaves of the C major scale, you basically just string the 2 octaves together and that'll sound like this. Just remember your finger patterns: high 2nd finger on the C string and G, low 2nd finger on the D string and A, and it should sound like this. I did a little extra note at the top, and then when I got back to the bottom, we call that the turnaround. And the extra note just is really there for the purposes of mathematics. It makes the scale add up to 16 notes ascending, 16 notes descending instead of 15. And in music, we really like to work in groups of 2 and 4 and 8. And so that just kind of makes it a number that's easy to divide to practice some different rhythms, bowings, and whatnot. So we add a little extra notes just to make the scale more versatile so we can play a lot of different variations with it. Okay, now we're going to try the high octave of the C major scale. And if you're ready for more of a challenge and you want to do some shifting with your C major, this is a really good one to try taking up an octave and do the high 2 octaves instead of the low 2. So we're going to start with C on the G string. And of course, if you wanted to do a 3-octave version, you could start on your open and then go up the 3 octaves. But if we're practicing 2-octave scales as a group, you can choose which octaves, and we call this the high 2 octaves. So C on the G string. Here you're going to shift a first finger to G on the D string. That's 3rd position. Now your finger pattern here in 3rd position is going to be a whole step, and then half step from 3 to 4. Then you're over on the A string. First finger. You do 2nd finger and then you shift to 5th position instead of playing the 3rd finger. That's the note, and then whole step. Oops, you've run out of fingers there and you're not quite done with the scale. When you get up to this position and you're on your 4th finger, you can actually just sort of nudge it up and play the next note too. We call that an extension. So we play 4/4 when we get up to the top there. Let me see if I can show you that starting from the, let's just start from the beginning. Shift here. And so you're actually doing 4/4/4 because we do the 4th finger for both the top note C and the turnaround. You may be wondering, why can't I just use the 3rd finger for that one? The fingers are so close together. I mean, you might be able to do that, but the fingers are so close together there that sometimes when you put the 3rd finger and the 4th finger right next to each other, they're still not quite in tune together. So it's trickier to play in tune in the upper register. I'm still working on it for sure. This is not my primary instrument, so my apologies if that was not as in tune as I would like to be, but you know, we're all just trying here. So let's try that together, please, if you're interested in doing this octave, and then pretty soon we'll move to A minor. So shift. Shift back, and then over to the D string there. Okay, so there's the fingering. It's up to you whether you want to try that challenge or not. Okay, now we're going to try A minor. A minor with 2 octaves moves into 4th position for the upper octave. Instead of going into 3rd position as we often do when we're climbing up scales, with this one we go 4th position, and then that gives us all the notes that we need to finish up the scale. And we're going to do our shift on the D string, and so the entire upper octave will be in 4th position. So let's go ahead and start. We've got first finger on the G string A. I don't need to review the fingering for the lower octave, but here we go. So there's our G sharp, and then A. That's where we do our shift. So it's a little further than we're used to shifting. If we're really used to shifting to 3rd position, 4th position we don't tend to use as often. So A is on 4th position, in 4th position, first finger. So we go whole step, half step here, whole step, over to the A string. And because this is A, you have a harmonic there as well that you can try. Make sure that you're still in tune. Now, this is where we do the turnaround. The turnaround for a minor scale is a G sharp. So you play G sharp for melodic minor ascending. You do G sharp for the turnaround back to A, and then your G natural when you're going down for good. So, and then change your finger pattern. It's not a huge change here because you're up in the upper register. Over to the D string, and then so remember that when you're going down, you're not doing the G sharp or the F sharp. So when you shift up, you're going high 2nd finger, high 3rd, and then shift to first finger, which is a half step above the 3rd finger. Going down, you got first finger on A, and then you shift down to 3rd finger, a whole step below the A. Okay, let's go ahead and try that together nice and slow. So whole step, here's a half step, whole. So the 2 octave scales that involve the shifting can be a little bit kind of uncharted territory. The violas don't tend to be required to do quite as much shifting in the orchestra music as like the first violins, for example, or for sure the cellos and basses. So practicing scales is a really good way to get used to the rest of your fingerboard. So I would encourage you to do it nice and slow to start, and if the shifting is the big challenge for you, try doing just the top octave of the scale as a 1 octave scale just to get more used to it, and then gradually merge them together as a 2 octave version. So good luck with the C major and A minor scales, and we'll see you next time.